There we go. Okay, you're all going, girl.
All right, wonderful. All right. Well, an official welcome to you all for our weekly Project Touch call. And really excited. I mean, there was a lot of, high energy today going on with doTERRA. A lot of crazy stuff, as I think we all can attest to anybody who tried to get on the website today to get their oils. And so I'm glad I think all of us were able to at least get one set, luckily. And so I'm excited for that to happen. But yeah, that was pretty crazy. I don't think I've ever been queued just to even get into the website before. Usually I just get one of those, like, oh, sorry, just like error message or something. But today, like, I tried getting in line 3 times, and each time it was like, oh yeah, oh, more than an hour and stuff. So hopefully you all were successful in getting through and getting at least one set. So I'm very excited for these oils to come. But that's what we're going to talk about today. And I have never had experience with a couple of these. So, I mean, the one blend that's part of the Mother's Day trio, I've had experience with all those oils in the blend. So I'm kind of curious to see how doTERRA put it together and what it smells like. I'm kind of excited for it. And then, of course, like kumquat, however you say that. I think that's how you say it. It's what people are saying. So I'm going to go with that. And then red mandarin. Haven't tried either of those. So I'm very excited. But that's what we're going to talk about tonight. So if you just give me a moment, let me share my screen and we'll start talking about the first of the 3. So let me just share that. Welcome to all of you coming on the call. It's exciting. I love seeing all these numbers that I don't even know who they are. So it's kind of cool. All right. Let's see. One moment, just bringing it up. Okay. All right. Can you all see that? I don't know if anybody can talk, but if you can, just let me know if you see that. I want to make sure that we're all on the kumquat slide. And
it looks good, Megan. Looks good.
Is it good? Good. Yep. Perfect. Yep. All right. So anyway, so I wanted to start off our little discussion this evening with kumquat. And that's what I'm calling it. So if anybody knows like to call it something else, please tell me, just because that's always useful information. But I have not had any experience with this fruit before, either in oil form or fruit form. I have not eaten it, but it actually, I don't know, I'm pretty intrigued by this, and I think I might have to try and find it at the store sometime. I have been told, well, and it says here that the peel is actually sweet, which is kind of strange. Most citrus fruits, actually, it seems that most fruits in general, like the peel is usually kind of the grody part that you don't want to eat, right? And then the fruit on the inside is the part that you will eat, but it's kind of opposite here with this one, where the peel is actually described as sweet and then the flesh is sour. And I was actually told by a good friend, Carly here, who just told me this today, that if you get it out of season, then the flesh is actually very bitter. Yeah. Oh yeah, and it gives you cotton mouth is what she said. So a little bit kind of like, whoa, I'm not sure if I want to eat that, but I'm very curious, so I'm still gonna have to try it at some point. But pretty neat. So that we have with doTERRA, kumquat is going to be distilled. It's going to be cold pressed from the peel. And so it's going to have a slightly sweet note to it, which is kind of cool. And again, I'm very curious to smell this oil because I'm like, okay, well, if it's sweet, I wonder, I saw on the slide for red mandarin, and we'll get to that, in a few moments. But red mandarin is described as being the most sweet, but this one is sweet as well. So it's kind of cool. And so we had a wonderful presentation last week from Chris. Hopefully everybody on here was able to listen. And so we learned last week that one of the main constituents in citrus oils is limonene. And so kumquat is no different from those. And because it's got limonene, it's going to have a lot of the same properties as other citrus oils. And so if you look at it here, let me just scroll down just a touch, since we already know what it's called, so we can look at some other things. But if you look at it down here under the primary benefits, there are, it's pretty versatile. It kind of reminds me a little bit of wild orange, which is also called poor man's frankincense, which I think is pretty cool, just because you can do so much with it. And so like it says here, it may help support healthy cardiovascular, digestive, immune, metabolic, and nervous system health, which is pretty cool, right? Like that covers a lot of things. And then it also helps to, you can diffuse it to help uplift your mood and, refresh the mind and stuff. And then like it says, stimulating aroma provides feelings of revitalized energy. And then just like with other, I have no idea what that line just went on there. Anyway, sorry. But but it can also be used as a surface cleaner as well, for aromatic, topical, and internal cleansing. So I think that's pretty cool. It's very versatile. And like I said, kind of like wild orange, kind of like poor man's frankincense. So very excited to try kumquat. And it looks here, you can use it aromatically, you can use it topically, and also internally. So you can use it all of those ways. Pretty neat. And some of
Megan,
the
can I say something about this?
oh yes, please do. Go ahead. Yeah.
Well, it just struck me as you were saying all those primary benefits, and I think doTERRA has kind of changed a lot of, like in the beginning, like about a year ago we couldn't say anything, and now if you really see what we can say about this, right, to support cardiovascular, digestive, immune, metabolic, and nervous system health. Yeah, I think that is really awesome, and if I think, I mean, I don't know this oil yet, but if you look at some of the chemistry that's similar to some of the other, like you said, citruses, I'm really excited about the nervous system health as well, and that's also emotional support for that as well, right? So I'm just really excited about that.
Yeah, it is exciting, and actually, I like that you mentioned that because it was feeling a little, like a moment ago, I was kind of like, wow, like that's actually a lot of pretty specific things that listed out there for primary benefits the fourth year. And and so that's a lot, that this one oil can do. And so I think that's just really neat that we have that with this oil, all the citruses actually. So it's pretty cool. All right. So that is kumquat. Are there any questions or comments about that before I move on to the next oil in our trio? No?
Can you talk a little bit? I don't see it here. Maybe it can be used internally, right? I'm just looking.
Oh yes, yeah. So it's right here. So for directions for use, it's got diffusion obviously. So put a few drops in the diffuser of your choice, and then internal use has here dilute 1 drop in 4 ounces of liquid. So whenever I use citrus oils, I love to put a drop or 2 into my water. I usually do with like lemon, lime, grapefruit. Okay, I do it with all of them, to be honest. So kumquat will probably be no different. I will probably do the same thing there. But yeah, I like a couple drops in my water. So refreshing, and one of my favorite ways to take citrus oils. So highly recommend that one. But yes, you can absolutely take it internally. And then, just like if you do have any skin sensitivities, go ahead, dilute it. And like it says here, along with other citrus oils, avoid UV rays for 12 hours because it is photosensitive. So just be watchful of that. Whenever I use citrus oils topically, what I do is, just because I don't want to, be like worrying about, going out in the sun or whatever, I'll usually just put it like on my chest or something under my shirt, so you could do something like that, or, maybe rub it on the back of my neck, which is covered by my hair. So, just be watchful of that. Nothing to like worry about super much, but just something to be aware of. And yeah. So those are some things about kumquat. And so I'm really excited to try it and can't wait to see what your comments are and get a conversation going about it. So pretty neat. And I do hope that doTERRA is going to make this a regular thing. We'll see. So hopefully they do. You should send them a whole bunch of emails, all of us, and just start bothering them. All right. Okay. Anything else before I move on? No, we good? Okay. All right, let's just move on. Okay. All right. So now we've got Sunny Citrus. And this one, I won't spend too much time on it, but I'm actually, so this one I'm intrigued by as well, just because like these are all oils that we've all had experience with. So this one is merging like citrus with mint, and which I think most of us have probably done something like that. One of my favorite things to put in my diffuser is a few drops of wild orange with a few drops of peppermint. I just think it is a slam banging combo. It just smells so good. And it's very energizing, really wakes you up. So it's really good, sharp, just, kind of sharpens your senses. And so Sunny Citrus is doing that here, where it's going to blend grapefruit, wild orange, and then peppermint into one blend. And so this one is definitely going to be for energizing and to help elevate your mood. So when you're feeling tired, when you're feeling groggy, perhaps in the morning when you need just a little bit more of a jolt to get out of bed, or even in the afternoon when you're feeling your afternoon slump, this is going to be a really good oil to either put in your diffuser, or what I like to do in this case is I like to just put a few drops in the palms of my hand, rub together, and just breathe in, really deeply. And I think that's a wonderful way to do it. And then whenever I have like residue left on my hand stuff, I'll like rub it on the back of my neck or on the front and stuff. And it's, kind of cools you. You'll feel the mint come in, and it's just really revitalizing. I think that's a wonderful way to use it. And so that's what this blend really is geared towards. And so like it says here with uses, diffuse it to promote positive feelings and increase feelings of confidence, which I absolutely agree with. Citrus oils are so bright, they have a very, they're very high note, and they're very uplifting. And so definitely use it for feelings of confidence. And like it says here, diffuse Sunny Citrus in the morning while getting ready to promote an invigorating feeling to start your day, which I absolutely agree with. I love citrus oils in the morning. I usually go towards Motivate oil, which again is one of those blends where it's combining citrus with mint. And so absolutely those two together are just really wonderful for waking you up. And then it says here, rub Sunny Citrus blend over your heart, temples, or wrists for an uplifting boost. So, you know, it doesn't have to be just when you're tired, but anytime maybe just like your energy's kind of in a slump, or you're just kind of like, you know what, I need something to pick me up. Go ahead and rub this on. You know, it says here, you know, you can put it in your heart, temples, wrists. You know, I like to put it at the base of my neck so then I can really smell it really nicely. And so those are just some ideas of how you can use it. And it says here you can either diffuse it or use it topically. So not recommending it internally, although honestly I've taken all those oils separately in water, you know, and just taken it internally. So not really a problem there. But for here, this is specifically probably for, you know, diffusing and for topical use. That's probably the best way to use this oil. So that's what they recommend here. And then let's take a look at it. So again, the citrus oils in there, cold press, so coming from the peel. And then of course we've got peppermint in there as well. So it's mint, it's sweet, fresh, citrusy, very wonderful. And just like it said in there with the uses, just like the primary benefits, very similar. So positively affects your mood with energizing and refreshing properties, helps reduce stress and uplift mood, which who doesn't need that? So, you know, we're all going to experience stress in life and we all want to, you know, manage that. So, you know, you can use some of this to reduce your stress and then uplift your mood. And it also helps promote positive feelings. All of those wonderful things going together. And so this is probably going to be one that I will use on a daily basis. I always go towards citrus oils. I use them a lot. Although I guess since these are only 5 milliliters, and I don't know when it's going to be supplied again, so I'll have to be careful with my usage of this oil. But again, like I said, I hope that doTERRA makes this a regular. We'll see. Okay. And oh, yep. And then also, just like the other citruses, avoid UV rays for 12 hours. Just be careful with that. Okay. Any questions about Sunny Citrus? Any comments, concerns, anything before I move on to our last oil?
I just see this as an emotional blend again.
Yeah.
And I know it's not specifically meant for that, but if you look at the components, I mean, I'm really excited about getting it and trying it out too.
Yeah.
But I really see it as an emotional uplifting blend. Yeah. So I'm excited about that.
Absolutely. Yeah. So funny enough, yeah, like that's kind of how I see it too. It's definitely one of those emotional oils, which those are also for like topical and diffusing, like topical and aromatic use. And so I see kind of the same thing going on here where it's really meant to uplift your mood and stuff. And so, you know, not that like you can't uplift your mood like taking the oils internally, because I mean obviously like that's going to be very physical and everything, which helps your emotions. But I feel like when you really smell the oils, you know, use it for that purpose, you know, that really quickly helps with your emotions. And I have added other oils to my emotions kit. So there's like the 6 aromatherapy ones that doTERRA has in that kit. And then I've added things like, I mean, for me, I have some oils that I specifically use for emotions, like Arborvitae. I have, you know, Citrus Bliss in there. And so this one will probably be right along with those lines where it's very much for the emotional benefit. So things to keep in mind. Okay. All right. Well, let me move on to the last oil in our trio here, which is red mandarin. And this one I also have no experience with. But here, let me just scroll down and show you the picture of it. When I first looked at it, I was like, oh, those look like just clementines, you know, that I get at the store, which I absolutely love eating those. I think they're very tasty, but it looks like just a little bit darker color, which is probably why it's called red mandarin. But again, I have no experience with this one. So if anybody does, please give a shout out. I always love hearing from you. And so this one's really cool. And actually, let me just check at the bottom, but I believe, I don't know if Jen is on here. Yep, there we go. So Jen pointed it out to me. It says here on the sheet, red mandarin has no UV concerns. So that actually separates it from a lot of other citrus oils where you have to, you know, be careful because they're photosensitive. So you don't go, you know, you don't want to be like out in the sun if you've just like smothered yourself in citrus oil, you know, all over like body parts that are going to be like out in the sun and stuff, like arms or whatever. But this one, there are no UV concerns. So that's pretty cool, which is a little bit different. And then at the top, let's just read a little bit about it. So red mandarin, also known as Tanger, I'm not sure how to say that, Tanger, whatever. And temple orange, I like that. I know how to say that. But red mandarin is darker in color, obviously. than regular mandarin and has a sweet, citrusy, and slightly floral aroma. And so this is the most sweet. I guess of all the citrus oils, red mandarin is the sweetest. And so it blends well the floral, wood, and spice and herb essential oils. And then so you can diffuse this one, and this also will help with mood. So it'll up time. And then it can be combined with your favorite cleanser or toner to improve the appearance of oily skin, which is awesome. I kind of have oily skin. I don't know about you ladies. Anyway, so you could add that to your toner or cleanser. That's one cool idea. And then red mandarin is beneficial for the digestive system when used internally and can be purifying to the skin and the air. So again, just like kumquat. So you can take this one internally, just like other citrus oils, but it's got a lot of different properties here. So it's good. It can be beneficial for your digestion, good for your mood, good for skin. So a lot of cool things there that you can do with this oil, and you can use it all 3 ways. And you know, it smells pretty sweet, so it looks like you can blend it with a lot of different things too. So this is going to be kind of different. I'm excited to try this one. And as it says here, kind of like the other citrus oils, you know, diffuse first thing in the morning to energize and uplift your mood. So it sounds like this one, you know, definitely has emotional benefits to it. And add 2 to 3 drops to your favorite cleanser or toner for additional clarifying properties for your skin. And then it says here, add 2 to 3 drops to juice, tea, or healthy drink for digestive benefits. So for digestive benefits, you can totally take it internally. Or, you know, I imagine you could also rub it over your abdomen or something if you wanted to. And again, because it is a citrus oil, it has been cold pressed from the peel. And also, like the others, it has limonene. That's the main chemical component in there, which is a very uplifting property and very energizing. And yeah, so that is a bit about red mandarin. Let's see. Yep. And then again, no UV concerns. That's pretty cool. And yeah, so very similar to other citrus oils. So are there any questions about red mandarin? Or I guess any of the oils, honestly. Yes. Did anybody have trouble getting their kit today? Was anyone unable to? Or were you all able to, more like? I hope so.
I got mine just fine, but I was up at, I think I went in at 6 o'clock.
Did you? Okay, yeah, because I was curious. I think you were like the first person on our website to post up and say, yeah, I got my oils. And then after that, that reminded me, and I was like, okay, I need to get on there. And luckily, you know, my first order processed, but yeah, like after that, I kept getting bumped from the site because I didn't get my order confirmation, so I wasn't sure what was going on. And so I had to check back on that. But yeah, this one went pretty fast. So unfortunately, if you didn't hear about this until now, this kit is sold out right now. But again, keep up the hopes, and we'll see what doTERRA does with it, since I think this has probably been the most popular promo that doTERRA has ever done, just because these are brand new oils. You know, you didn't have to wait until after convention this year to get some new oils. And so this one went pretty fast, but very exciting.
Yeah, at 8 a.m. there were 2,000 people in front of me, and at 10 a.m. there were 50,000 people in front of me.
Yep, I remember at one point I checked back and there was like approximately like 56,000 people in front of me in line. And so yeah, it was all like more than an hour wait. And I think it ended up being probably like a 4-hour wait or something until I finally got the notification. And then I forgot to get back on and follow that unique user link thing. And so then I got bumped again, and then I had to wait in line. I mean, it went a little bit faster, but yeah. And then by then it was just sold out. So pretty crazy. But this is pretty neat, and I think doTERRA is just going to continue probably to bring out cool stuff like this. So it'll be exciting to see what else in the future that they bring out. But yeah, so are there any other questions? Are there any experiences that anybody wants to share from this past week, maybe with citrus oils or with any like oils that you've really had fun bonding with over this past week since our last call? I always love hearing about your experiences. I always get to learn from those things. So I hope that you will share.
You know, Megan, I know Carly is with you. I don't know if she's ready to come on camera, but she actually, I love her story with her son when he's a little bit upset. Carly, I don't know if you want to share now.
Carly, actually, would you mind coming on the camera for a moment? Would that be all right? Here, let me just move this aside. All right, everybody. So you are about to meet Carly, who is a really exceptional human being, and she has come to us all the way from Colorado.
Hi.
Would you like to tell them a little bit about yourself for a moment?
Sure. Okay.
Just a little short bio.
So I am from South Denver,
Mhm.
and I'm a registered nurse, and I'm a reflexologist as well, and I also
She's
do
very good.
doTERRA.
Mhm.
And so anyway, back when I was in reflexology school, a teacher of mine who was an aromatherapist mentioned that tangerine is really great for calming children.
Mm.
And so as soon as doTERRA, had their summer sensation kit with tangerine in it, I was really excited and got it. And if I have a kid who's throwing a tantrum and I'm just not able to calm them down or get them out of it, then I will take the tangerine, put a drop in the palm of my hand, and I rub it on the back of their head up towards the base of their skull. And whatever is left, I just cup that over their nose and just have them inhale the rest of that scent. And usually within 30 seconds, they're able to calm down, and it doesn't always completely get rid of the issue, but it drastically changes the dynamic of it.
30 seconds. That's fast.
That's fast.
That's really cool.
And oils are amazing.
Yeah. So tangerine, use it. And so you can actually get tangerine in the summer flavors kit. I guess they used to do the share program. I guess they're not doing it anymore from what I understand. But yeah. So hopefully they'll start releasing tangerine in bigger bottles or something. But you can get it in the summer flavors kit. But yeah, that's really neat about tangerine. I did not know that. So good to keep in mind.
It tastes really great too.
Oh, yes, it does. And it smells so good. I love tangerine. Yeah. Have any of you had much experience with tangerine? Has anybody else had any cool experiences that they'd like to share?
I love using tangerine.
Yeah? What have you
Yeah, I
mostly
do.
used?
Well, I like to diffuse it, but I also will drink it in my water.
Okay.
It really helps with all of the digestive stuff,
Okay.
So
Very cool. Well, that's kind of neat because, like the oils that we just talked about in the Mother's Day trio, I think, like the kumquat and then the red mandarin, they both cited digestive benefits as well. And so I think that is, a common thing with citrus, because I know that lemon always helps me too with my digestion. And so that's pretty cool. But yeah, thanks for sharing that, Carly. I appreciate that. We'll let her go now. Thank you. We can invite you back though. That's fine. Thank you for coming on. So that was a bit about Carly. She's a pretty neat lady. So it's been fun getting to know her. She's been teaching a little bit about reflexology and it's been very, very cool. So yeah. All right. Well, very cool. So, all right. So it's about 7:27. So in a few moments, we'll transition over to our business portion of the evening, which is going to be a lot of fun. And I hope you all stay on for that. But are there any other comments or questions about the oils for this portion of the call?
I'm really excited. I can't wait to get them.
Yes, I know, me too. I know. I was half tempted to pay more for shipping just so that they would get to me sooner. But then I was like, okay, no, I'm gonna be patient.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be patient. But yeah.
I just have a real quick one for people on May 19 and 20. I just want to put that promo out that we're going to Pittsburgh, and a lot of us are going together, and I reserved some hotel rooms. So and it is one of the few summits that doTERRA does. There's 6 summits, and this is the only one that's close to us. The other one's in Florida and Texas and all kind of way.
Yeah.
But it's
or
really
in Canada or something. It's if you want to drive to Canada, I guess you could. But but yeah, Pittsburgh's most viable option.
But it is going to be 2 days of really in-depth. They start Friday evening, and then Saturday you have a lunch included, and Saturday all day long. And it's going to be a lot of product information, and it's all done by doTERRA Corporate. So we'll see some interesting speakers there, and I'm really excited for it. So if you want to go, let us know. And it's $50. It's $49 to actually go and sign up.
Yeah.
Like I said, we have some hotel rooms. So if you want to go and together with some girls, then let me know, and I can count you in. That would probably be about $30 a person to come for a night in Pittsburgh. So
yeah,
I just want to put that out as a wonderful option for those who can come.
Yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. I know Alicia's coming, so I see Alicia on here. Shout out to you. So I know you're coming to Pittsburgh, and so I hope that as many of you can, I hope that most of you come to Pittsburgh with us. It'll be fun. So, yeah.
Yay.
All right. Very cool. Okay. Well, about 7:29. Do you need a moment, Anna Marie, before we shift over to our business call?
No, I think we can stay. I think we're good.
All right. Do you want to keep the recording the same then too?
Yeah, we'll keep it the same.
All right, cool. All right, everybody, stay with us. This is going to be good too. All right, take it away, Anna Marie.
All right, thanks, Megan. Very nice call. Beautiful call. I mean, I am sorry that not everybody got that Mother's Day special, but we'll share it, and we'll make some special roller bottles for those of you who can't get it, so you can have the experience too. Okay, we've done it with Rose, we've done it with other oils as well, so it's going to be awesome. So let's keep on, and let's see what doTERRA will do in terms of bringing this as a regular product to the market. It's a citrus, so it's not that hard to make. So I'm hoping they'll make many more of it. But thank you, Megan. It's an awesome presentation. I want to talk for a moment about the future, where doTERRA is going. So I'm going to actually share my whiteboard, if I can share my screen for a moment. And let me see if I can get it out. There we go. Okay. So can you guys see this? Megan, can you see this? Just really quickly. The doTERRA difference?
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. So I want to really quickly.
It's on. So it's on your Canva thing. Is that what you meant to show?
No, it's supposed to be the whole thing.
Okay. Yeah, I can't see the whole thing. Like, I don't know if you need to scroll down or whatever. It says that your design is ready and downloading.
No. That's not what I want to share.
Okay. So that's what we're seeing. So we're seeing Canva. Do you need to, let's see, maybe if you X out of your design is ready and downloading, I'm not sure what you want to show.
Let me see. Hold on. Wait a second, guys.
No worries. We'll get there.
That's pretty interesting. Okay. Can you see this now?
So I see, oh wait, here we go. Yep, Project Touch Worldwide, the doTERRA difference.
Awesome. Okay.
Picture of lavender. Okay.
Okay, so this is what I want to share real quick.
Okay.
So there's a lot of changes going on in doTERRA. doTERRA is becoming more and more worldwide. And I just want to give you guys a little bit of a taste of what's happening and give you guys some numbers, some concrete numbers, because I think numbers work, right? So that's what I want to do for the next 20 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes, and kind of give you an idea about where we're going in doTERRA. This has been the vision of doTERRA for the last 9 years that they've been in business. I hope you know that doTERRA started 9 years ago, and in that time has grown from 6 people who decided to start doTERRA to a worldwide company. We are in China, we are in Mexico, we are in Japan, Australia, New Zealand are big markets. So we really are a worldwide company. And if you want to do things, our group is worldwide. We just launched Project Touch Worldwide. I invite you to look at it and invite you to be part of it. We have certain things that we would like before you come on that website. But if you think you would want to be on the website to be part of that, that's an awesome opportunity. But these are the things that they wanted. They want to discover and develop the world's highest quality therapeutic grade essential oils, okay? And they did that through a leveraged network of highly educated and experienced botanists, chemists, scientists, and healthcare professionals. Now, they have actually developed that. We are absolutely the leading product right now in the essential oil market, okay? The quality of doTERRA is unmatched. So that really has been done. The second one is they also want to produce essential oil products to a very high quality, okay, purity and safety. They want to do CPTG, Certified Pure Therapeutic Grade. I often talk about that, and it's becoming more and more important as we are using these essential oils more and more for health, specific health issues, specific health problems, and specific health things that we want to solve, like aches and pains, right? Like problems with seasonal threats, like they call it, like problems with emotional support, certain things. So therapeutic grade is actually becoming more and more important. And it always has been important, but I think it's even more important right now in a world where there's a lot of less than high quality in there. So this is another one where doTERRA has already been able to get to where they wanted to. The third one was distributing the products to an independent product consultant working from home and was able to introduce, educate, and sell doTERRA wellness products locally and also through online web shopping sites. And again, something that doTERRA has done. And then the last one was to provide educational support for all people interested in learning how therapeutic grade essential oils can be used. Now, the last thing that is on there, bringing together healthcare professionals of traditional and alternative medicine to organize for the study and application of therapeutic grade essential oils, has not been really done yet. So they have touched upon that. We have a scientific board, right? But it hasn't really been done. Now, why is this becoming an issue that doTERRA wants to go into more and more? Well, here you see the reason why. Right, we have an aging population. This is, to me, a staggering statistics. Over 1 in 11 people, 1 in 10 people in the world will be over 65 by 2019. 2019, am I reading that right? Yeah, 2019, 2 years from now. And very much an aging population. Chronic diseases are out of the roof, right? Obesity, cardiovascular disease, hypertension, dementia, really widespread problems. Drug prices, they are continue to go up. I was talking to somebody last week ago who was actually going to Canada to get her medication because medication prices are out of the roof. If you think these essential oils are expensive, wait until some drugs. She talked to me about one drug that she's using, one medication that she's using that went from like $200 to $2,000. I'm like, whoa. So you're talking about really very expensive drugs. They want, of course, more personalized care. Product safety is becoming more an issue as well because there is more concern about safety as well. And government spending, well, look at this for a second, okay? Global healthcare spending is close to 10% of the global GDP. That is enormous, right? So there's enough issues here. So what does doTERRA want to do? Well, here it is, okay? And this came from leadership about a month ago. So these are the goals that they have in the next 10 years. They want to be able to provide access to essential oils telehealth support for loyal doTERRA customers. That means support over the internet, support over the phone. People can call in and ask questions about the oils, about how they can use it and what they can use it for. Also, hospitals across America utilizing essential oils in research and patient care. That's already quite a few hospitals who are starting to use essential oils. Essential oils recommended by medical professionals through, again, telemedicine. I hope you see the tele in there. In 2 of these goals, it's a tele, right? It is not in person anymore, but it is really a little bit further away from the personal contact and really doing it through the internet, through telephones and things like that. Like Ask a Nurse is an example of that. That is actually becoming more and more popular because people have more and more specific questions, right? It cannot always be answered by a specific healthcare provider, by a general healthcare provider. So we see more and more of this telemedicine coming into play. And that is an important way for healthcare to move. Now, essential oils can easily be added into that, right? I hope you can see that. How essential oils can then be added, or we can have licensed professionals actually recommending some of these essential oils beyond what the recommendations that we as wellness advocates would do as well. The other one is for doctors and clinics across America to recommend doTERRA essential oils. Essential oils purchases as an authorized medical cost, and then of course essential oils in every home in America. Okay. Now let's look a little bit at the sales. I hope you can see this. Okay. And let's put some numbers in this idea about actually going into healthcare and see how significant that is. So 36 billion is a 2015 of most of these companies that are involved in direct sales. Okay, I don't know if you can see it, but Amway was 1.1 billion, Avon is 0.95, and Mary Kay 0.90 billion. Right now, doTERRA is anywhere between 1 and 2 billion, actually above 2 billion already, just to give you an idea. But these are 2015 numbers. So we really are in the market there. Here is some of the numbers globally. 184 billion is the 2015 global sales. Amway is in there with 9.5 billion. Mary Kay, for example, is 3.7. I'm just putting out some things that most people will know. So this, you can see that this is a significant market, right? But hold on, let me look over here. This is the healthcare industry right now. $1.7 trillion. Okay, you see on the left side, you see that little blue button over here. That's the direct selling industry size. This is the healthcare industry size. Johnson & Johnson in itself has 70 billion. Okay, revenue, okay, revenue. We're talking about revenue here. I don't know some of these companies. Humana, I do know 42 billion. McKesson, I don't know if you guys know what it's all about. They do something, I guess, with empowering healthcare, but it's 180 billion. Okay, so this is what doTERRA wants to do. This is where we are today. doTERRA has about 1 to 2 billion in this $1.7 trillion market. In 10 years, it's predicted that the healthcare market will go to at least 3.0 trillion. We're talking trillion, I can't even imagine that, guys. And doTERRA will have about 20 to 30 billion of that marketplace. That's what they want to be. So right now we're 1 to 2 billion. And we want to really, so that's what we've done in the first 9 years, right, of existence. Next 10 years, we want to rise to 20 to 30 billion. I said before, right now we have about 600 plus wellness advocates that are diamonds and above. And I would like all of us to go to diamonds and above. If you're talking about 20 to 30 billion, it's a whole different size, right? It's a whole different way of looking things. And we are the distribution channel. I hope you know that. We are the distribution channel for doTERRA essential oils. We are the way they grow. We are the way they get new customers. We are the distribution channel, a really important piece of it. Without us, the oils would just be in a warehouse. So we are in place. We are important. So what's in place to actually do that? Well, of course, there's a lot of, there are 117 partnerships. There's a team of 30 plus in-house scientists. There's expert medical and scientific advisory boards. They have 2,200 of cutting edge laboratory space. And there's also a relentless commitment to quality to ensure safe and consistent clinical usage. Just so you know, Dr. Pappas had a contract with doTERRA about doing third-party testing. That is actually expired. And so doTERRA is going to go towards doing in-house testing. Same quality, same way of testing, but they can do it themselves. They have an extensive laboratory space for that. So they're going to do their own in-house testing. There is going to be about 25 I didn't put it on the slide, but there's about 25 papers that are coming out, scientific papers that have been submitted for review and that are going to be published in probably the next 6 months or so. So it'd be really nice, besides the Hopkins paper that we have, right, about essential oils for superbugs, it'd be very nice to have some other papers about doTERRA essential oils, especially with some really good scientific data. Okay, so here are all your smiley faces. This was taken quite a while ago. Actually, not that long, probably about a year ago, maybe. So, but it's all our smiley faces when we had one of our—
November. It wasn't that long ago.
Was it really? It feels like forever ago, but you probably wasn't. Okay. All right. So what does it mean, though, for our team? And that's what I want to get a little bit of the conversation around in the last 10 or 15 minutes that we have. So I would love to have some opinions of you. Is what do you think if you look at these numbers? Because doTERRA is not saying anything, okay, at this point. They are preparing for this. They are thinking about, they are making patient care protocols and things like that. So there's all kind of stuff happening. But in terms of the wellness advocates, they haven't really said a lot. So a lot is going to come out in convention. Convention is going to be important for those of you who are going. I'm excited about it. And of course, for those of you not going, we'll tell you a lot. We'll keep you informed as the week goes on. But I would really like some conversation on what do you think that means for you? And what do you think, how do you want to be involved in all of this? So I'm kind of opening up the board and I would love to hear some comments from you guys.
Well, heck, number one, I think that is so exciting. Like, to look at those numbers, like, especially when you see, like, the healthcare industry being, like, 1.7 trillion, I mean, and then projected to get to 3 trillion, like, wow, that's ridiculous, number one. And then to see where direct sales fits in, just like that tiny dot to the side, I mean, wow, like, look at the potential for growth there. And imagine that 1.7 trillion, I mean, obviously this would be down the road, but, like, imagine if that 1.7 trillion was going towards doTERRA essential oils, like, something that is a lot healthier, in my opinion, something a lot better. Anyway, I won't focus too much on that. I do feel that it's better, though, you know, if we were spending on essential oils, because I feel like it's much better managing your health. Anyway, but number one, I see such a huge, tremendous opportunity there. And what's really cool is that we are perfectly positioned to further that opportunity. I mean, really, it's kind of up to us to help with that. Now, obviously, doTERRA is going to help equip us with that, you know, and help us be positioned and ready for this, you know, huge opportunity. But really, I feel like, you know, we are so instrumental in carrying that out and really helping to get these oils into the hands of everybody, you know, be it, you know, friends, family, people, you know, just around us, and also corporations, you know, like it's up to us to also to start sharing it with doctors and taking it to clinics and hospitals. Like that's what I'm doing right now, is reaching out to 10 organizations a day and really making sure that, you know, I'm doing my part there. And honestly, I mean, there's so much opportunity for all of us. Like, I think it's so exciting. It's like, dang, heck, where do you start?
Okay. Any other ideas? Thank you, Megan. I think that's awesome too. And I would love to hear some concrete examples too. I know. So I don't want to put all the emphasis in suddenly going to healthcare. By the way, I just want to say that in general, because our families and our friends are still our most important important places to share, and because we want to see them healthy first and foremost, right? So in that way, it's really the most important place to share. Beyond that, I do want to get some discussion going on how you feel like if you want to be part of it. I think our website is phenomenal. And I think the idea of actually for us as a team together, the website really is designed to be a referral source. Okay, we're gonna have we already have a lot of videos on there. A lot of calls on Tuesday are also gonna be posted on the website, so we're not just dependent on Facebook. So people from the outside can actually go there. And it is supposed to be a place that we can refer to. So we can come together and we can refer people to the website, who then from that point we can refer to our individual websites, right? So if you are sharing doTERRA and you want to be part of that, then I really mean that. Let's be part of that. Let's make that website big. Go to the website too, because the more we go to it, the more it will be seen as well. So we need to probably do a little more traffic, or we actually go and click on things on that website, just to get it seen and to get it known and to be known in search engines as well. So that I think is one of them. The second is that I know several of you have already reached out to healthcare professionals. I know Annetta is, for example, working with an acupuncturist. I'm working with some around the medical center, starting to work with that, and also some other hospice and some of course senior centers we're working with. There's some businesses we're starting to work with. So there is some of that happening too. Do you want that? Is that something you would like to be involved in more? Do you see yourself as part of that? I'm kind of curious about that. I'd love some comments around that.
What do you mean there, Anna Marie? Like, see yourself as part of what? Like just coming up with the website, kind of like being part of Project Touch Worldwide? Like, what do you mean?
Well, I hope everybody wants to be part of Project Touch Worldwide who's growing, because honestly, it's phenomenal. I think it is really, really good. So I don't see why you would not want to be part of that. I'm thinking also about the going into healthcare and going to healthcare places or businesses. Is that something that you're interested in, or you're like, that's probably not for me. That's not the way I want to grow.
Well, one comment I want to insert really fast just before anybody, I guess, says anything, like, I mean, whatever, just like one thought I have, is to consider what that 1.7 trillion is made up of. You know, so looking at that number right there, you know, so we're saying 1.7 trillion is the healthcare industry size, but consider what's building that up. I mean, that's all people, like that's you know, perhaps like, you know, you buying into whatever, you know, that means. And so consider where those numbers are coming from. And consider that instead of that person, you know, that you know who's like maybe, you know, has chronic pain or whatever, like, you know, someone who's dealing with chronic issues, that rather than putting their money into the healthcare industry, rather than putting it into doTERRA. And so I guess just consider what those numbers are. Like that's family, that's friends, that's everybody that you know. And so absolutely, you know, we can talk with them. And so start with them.
Yeah, absolutely. Shauna, any idea for you as I'm seeing you on this picture?
I feel more comfortable talking to just regular everyday people. I don't know how confident I would be going into, you know, a healthcare facility, and I mean, maybe I think I could do it. But I really do enjoy talking to just regular everyday people about the oils. You know, I sat with a lady yesterday and we sat in the gas station and talked for half an hour about oils. You know, that's what I enjoy.
Yeah,
Anne Marie, this is Linda. I'm sorry.
Let me really quickly answer to Shauna, and then let's go to you, Linda. I'd love to hear your explanation.
Okay.
So a couple of things around that. First of all, I think, like I said again, right, the most important part is our neighbors, our friends, our families, the ones who are close to us. So awesome, Shauna. Let's keep on doing that. Second thing is too, that if you do decide go into some healthcare places, like the work we do together with the acupuncturist, we're simply organizing a class there. The acupuncturist is allowing us to use her email list and her space to actually do a class there. So we will still be talking to people. So let's get that out of the way. Let's get that. You suddenly have to be able to talk to physicians or things like that. No, I don't think that's true. I'm really willing to help with that as well. But I honestly think most of it will be just finding businesses and healthcare places to provide us with opportunities to do classes, for example, right? Or to do Aroma Touch or things like that. That I think is a bigger opportunity than any kind of scientific, I don't know, that speech or anything like that. I don't see that happening a lot. I honestly see using local places where people gather, like senior centers, like the YMCA, like yoga places, right? And using those places to teach classes, that I think as a much more opportunity. So, and yeah, you are awesome at doing one-on-one. So yeah, I love that too. Linda, go ahead. I'd love to hear you.
I used to work for a doctor, and I've also been a provider representative for an insurance company. So I'm familiar. That to me is more familiar to go into healthcare centers or talk to doctors. So I would be willing to do something like that, because it's easier for me, believe it or not, it's easier for me to go into some place like that and go through it all with them than to go to a friend, maybe not just a friend, but acquaintance or something, and say, hey, this is great. I do it, but I do it in a way that I'm helping them and I'm sharing, not, it's hard for me to pull them in where I think I could do it better with a doctor or healthcare. I think that would be like my, what's the word I'm looking for? It would be my niche.
Awesome.
So.
And I'll give you an idea here, because I just contacted somebody last week. She's a nurse and she works for a healthcare insurance a company. I forgot which one, but anyway. And what I suggested to her is, can I come in and do some lunch and learns? And so that's what she's working with her company on, do some lunch and learns. So I think even with those healthcare organizations, like you said, this health insurance, things like that, yeah, go for it and see if we can get some interest, either by doing lunch and learns or whatever they want. Lunch and learns, I think, is an awesome idea too, and go for it. I think we all have our own way of doing doTERRA, and for some of us it's really one-on-one. For some of us we really like the organizations. For some of you we like the online stuff. Let's take it all, because I think if we put that all together and we all do it together, I think we can really boost and help each other, right? And really get more and more going with our websites and everything else too. So yeah, go for it. And if you need any help, let me know, and I'll be
definitely. I would like to try to do it at work at my insurance company. I've got to talk to my manager and see if it's something we would be able to do. And also Linda Birdbear's in there with me, so as a rep. So, we could try to do something, but that's another story we'll talk about later.
Well, and I will suggest this one, as you're doing in your business, you're always welcome to pull one of your leaders in, including me or Megan or anybody else, or Jen. And it may be easier to do that. It may be easy to say, hey, I have this friend, and then we can do it together, who is, and like for me, who is a nurse or who is a wellness advocate for doTERRA. Right. And it may be easier to do that.
Okay.
Okay, so just keep that in mind, because if we do, of course, we would help you, and then of course we would help you get people on for your team. So just think about that. Sometimes it's easy. Okay. So, right?
Thank you.
Sure. No, awesome. Good questions. The other thing I was going to say real quickly, and I'd love to see if anybody has anything else to say too. So sometimes, and I think most often, please use your upline. Please use your leaders. Please use, we're really willing to come, very, very able and willing to come, because it's always easier to not sell to your direct people in general, okay? In general, it's much easier if there's one layer in between. It really is. It just becomes, it's so much, I can walk into any place, but with my own friends don't believe me as well. It's funny because I've done all this stuff and I know all this stuff now. And my own friends are like, okay, what are you doing with these essential oils? And some of my friends are like, you do something with essential oils, right? And I'm like, oh my goodness, have you not watched my Facebook? Have you not seen what I've been doing? I mean, it's all over the place, I feel like. But I think sometimes they're just blind. Some of our friends are just a little more blind towards what we're doing because they have known us for a very long time in a certain way. And then these essential oils come into our world and they change our world. And they see some of that change, but they don't always know what it's related to, or they're not always willing to accept that either. So sometimes having a second witness come in, I always say, try to get a second person in. If you do a class, if you do a get together, somehow or another, even on Facebook, connect them to Project Touch as well, because those are other ways of actually showing to people, hey, this is worthwhile. This is really good. And it's, I mean, and we all know it's true, but this is another help. So I think it's exciting. I think it's really exciting what you guys are thinking and doing, and what you, I mean, we're growing like crazy. So I'm really excited about that, because this, in the long run, I think will really provide so many of us with an opportunity to grow. This is an opportunity to grow. This really is an opportunity to grow, guys. And not just because of doTERRA going into healthcare, but because of we continuing to expand and to grow bigger. And I would say jump on board and jump on the train, because the train is going pretty fast. And we're part of it, and it's cool, and it's wonderful, and we're having a good time. So jump on the train with us. I'm going to do some things more online. I know Megan's also going to do some more things online, and that's another avenue. If you're interested in that, please let us know as well, so we can take you with that as well. It's getting really dark, I just noticed. But just keep that in mind too, that there's going to be a lot of fun stuff happening online as well. So if that's one of the things that you want to grow with, then let us know as well, and then we can do it as well. Okay, I'm in my daughter's room now, so that's why. Yeah. Okay, it is almost time to go. So any other questions or any other ideas or anything you want to say about what's happening right now?
This is Chris. I think the fact that they're coming up with protocols to use the oils for specific things is going to help, even with dealing with friends and family, because it's no longer going to be just hearsay.
Mm-hmm. And I love that, and I would say absolutely, Chris. And I'm making some protocols up right now. We made one for the gym bag protocol, we called it. I got to write it out and put it on the website. And I was thinking about something like a tick protocol. It doesn't sound right, but something like that, because we cannot say Lyme's disease, of course, but we can do something about that, what you can do with it. And you're right. It is becoming much more standardized in that way. And I would say, if you talk to people, do them a favor and give them a plan for the next 3 months for whatever problems they have. At the same time, be flexible and say, this is just a plan, okay? This is just a health advice. This is not a medical program, of course, but it is an idea how you can improve your health. Get these oils first. I often do the Home Essentials for kids first, and I often recommend DDR Prime after that, because it works. I mean, not DDR Prime, Lifelong Vitality. Lifelong Vitality with a couple of oils that they really want, it works. So as people are doing this, you can actually recommend oils to people, okay? We don't have to be afraid to recommend oils to people. We don't have to recommend to give them a schedule. I give people a schedule in the beginning. Why? Because I want them to use the oils. And they are amazed. Going to use this? I'm like, yeah. And of course, it's a total up to them if they use it or not. But be nice to people and give them a schedule, because you know a lot more than what you think about these oils. And if you are saying, well, I'm just new to these oils and I really don't know, ask us. I mean, again, go and ask us, because I can really get out a schedule for almost anybody. And a lot of us can, because we've used the oil so much that we can. And then, of course, they can start experimenting as they are following that schedule. Then they can start experimenting, right? They can start doing things. So thanks, Chris, for mentioning that. I think you're right. So Patient for Care protocols will just be an added thing to that. But for us, if you look at the people right now, if you look at, by the way, they have done research about this. If you look at the people who come into doTERRA, many of them have heard about the oils before, are starting to do it, and want to have a schedule. They want to have an idea on how to use the oils. Go and give it to them. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. So I would say, please go and give it to them. It's worthwhile. Don't shy away from that. They want a plan, give them a plan. It really works. Awesome. Thank you, Chris. That was a good point. Patient protocols are everywhere. I've used them all my life. I'm like, oh my goodness, they're going here too. And it was the one thing that the hospice, when we first into hospice, over a year ago, that's what they indeed a protocol there. So they want the protocol more than anything else. So hey, we give them that. Okay. Well, any other comments? It's almost 8, and I want to be thinking about your time. But if you have another comment, I would love to hear. No? Okay. Thanks for being on, guys. Think about May 19 and 20. It's going to be awesome. Mao is also still coming in May, so I'm looking for dates. So if you know certain dates you cannot be there, let me know, because he's the massage therapist that I've been working with, and we're going to do deeper aroma touch and also a little bit of techniques that he's learned for touch method as well. So we're going to teach that again. So I'm excited about that too. So please, if you can, come on board with that. May 19 and 20, like I said, Pittsburgh, it's going to be awesome. And come next week again. We're going to have really a good one. Laura's going to be on the call, and I'm going to be on the call next week. And again, it's going to be about all these springtime oils that we talk about. In the meantime, use the oils. Come on our 6 a.m. calls. It's the same number, 6 a.m. You just have to dial in and see what we do on that. It's really an awesome way to start your day, to get up and get with a purpose and get going and feel revived and feel awesome. Most of us have, all of us who are on the call now regularly, and regularly we're about 8 or 9 women now. And it's an awesome, awesome way to start the day. So, Chris, are you still on the phone? Or anybody else?
Yes, I am.
I'd love to hear one comment about the 6 a.m. calls and what it's brought to you.
What it's done for me?
Yes.
Well, it kept me from quitting.
Oh, I like that.
It's really what it did, because it gave me a reason to keep engaging with the oils and with the business and with the options. And if I had not had that, I would probably use them a little bit, but would definitely not be engaged in what was going on and the possibilities.
Awesome. I love that answer. Thank you. That's a really honest and beautiful answer. So thank you, because, well, that's what it's done for me. I don't think I would ever use the oils the way I use them right now if not for those 6 a.m. calls. So, and the depth and the experience and the friendships that we are developing in those calls, it's phenomenal. So yeah, thank you. Awesome. Okay, guys, have a wonderful night. We'll talk all tomorrow morning again, or we'll talk next week again. Love the oils, use the oils. I love what's going on with doTERRA, with our team. It's an awesome movement. So thanks for being on the call, and thanks, Megan, for doing the call. And then we'll see you next week.
Thank you. Have a good evening.
Have a great week.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Good night.
Bye.
Great job, Megan.
Hey.